In my 20s, a lot of people tried to scare me. Older people, coaches, friends, they all said the same thing. Adam, you will see after 30. That's when your body starts to change. Honestly, back then, I didn't really believe it. I was active, I ate consciously, I trained, I paid attention to myself, I did exactly what I still do today. And for a long time, nothing really happened. Then I turned 30. And almost overnight, I started noticing changes I had never experienced before. My body reacted differently, it regenerated differently, I maintained my shape differently. And that's when I understood what the old guy were talking about. After the age of 30 to 35, your muscle mass decreases by roughly 1% per year. Yes, part of life, we start aging, changing, maturing. Hopefully, not only physically, but mentally as well. A countdown begins. The clock starts ticking differently. This affects the amount of muscle you have, the quality of it, your bone density, your energy levels, and ultimately your quality of life and even your lifespan. Did you know that muscle mass is one of the best reference points doctors use to estimate how long someone is likely to live? The truth is, this is a battle you can't win. Because time passes and we have no control over that. That doesn't exist, at least not yet. But there's another way. You can win by keeping your quality of life at the highest possible level during the time you have. Because let's be honest, that is inevitable. That's not a question. But the condition you live until then is very much in your hands, and that matters a lot. In this video, we are going to talk about what happens to your body after 30, why it's dangerous if you don't handle it consciously, and what happens if you don't react to it. And looking at the brighter side, we'll also go through the basic principles that not only help slow this process down, but allow you to build a strong, stable body that works long term. Did you know there are two different ways to look at how old you are? Everyone has a chronological age. That's the one on your ID. It moves forward every year no matter what you do. And then there's biological age, and that's the one that really matters. That's what today's video is built around. It shows the real condition of your body, how well you regenerate, how your metabolism functions, the state of your muscles, your bones, your nervous system. And the crazy part is that these two don't tick together at all. You can be 37 chronologically and look 30 biologically. Or you can be 32, neglect yourself, and your body already functions like it's 45. That's why people of the same age can look drastically different in appearance, energy, posture, or movement. People always think I'm younger than I actually am, and that's not genetics, not luck. Let's leave that word out of this game. This is about quality of life, whether you train regularly, what and how you eat, whether you allow time for recovery and sleep properly, and most importantly, whether you do this consistently, not perfectly, not obsessively, but long term. Biological age slows down because your body continuously receives the stimuli it needs to sustain itself. Muscle stimulus, load on the bones, proper protein intake, recovery for the nervous system. When these are present, your body doesn't break down. It maintains or builds, it adapts, and it keeps you in a younger state than what the calendar would suggest. That's why I say this early on, especially to women. It's not Botox or cosmetic treatments that will save you from aging, but the things we are about to talk about. Here I would like to insert my video about self-acceptance. Watch that. So after 30, the question is no longer whether you train or not. It's how much you speed up or slow down your biological aging. The first concept we absolutely need to understand is anabolic resistance. It's actually a very simple phenomenon with a fancy name, and people rarely call it that. It means that as the years go by, your body responds less and less to the same stimuli it used to respond to easily. Think of it as if the signals that protein intake and training should trigger start being perceived more weakly by your body. When you were younger, it felt like you could just look at weight and grow. You needed less protein to build muscle. You could get great results with much less effort. Your body responded instantly, built muscle, regenerated, adapted. After 30, something starts to change. The same training no longer produces the same response. The same diet no longer maintains your muscle. The same lifestyle somehow isn't enough anymore. That's anabolic resistance. Your body uses protein less efficiently. It responds less to muscle building signals, and if it doesn't receive a strong enough, frequent enough, consistent enough signal, it simply says, this isn't necessary. That's where what I always tell my clients comes in. Use it or lose it. If you use it, you maintain or build it. If you don't, you lose it. From here, let's move on to the next concept, sarcopenia. Sarcopenia means the gradual loss of muscle mass and muscle quality with age. It's like a real horror movie, which is why many people don't like hearing about it, especially men. After the age of 30 to 35, if you don't actively fight it, you lose about 1% of your muscle every year. Because it's a slow process, most people don't even notice it. They just notice they are weaker, a bit more tired, their posture gets worse. It's harder to get up. Energy is lower. They don't bounce back like they used to. And this is important. This is not age. This is muscle loss. I really want you to understand something here. Muscle isn't just aesthetics. It's not just about looking good at the beach. And don't look at people who care about this as if they just want to show off shirtless. That part of the game has been over for me about 10 years now. Muscle is an organ, a metabolic organ, a hormonal organ, a protective system. When you lose muscle, you don't just lose strength and looks. You lose stability, insulin sensitivity, stress tolerance, freedom of movement, and ultimately lifespan. And in parallel, the next step begins. The loss of bone density. You may not know this, but bone density and bone strength adapt based on training. Someone who doesn't train has a much less resilient skeletal system than someone who does. In practice, muscle applies mechanical load to bone. Every muscle contraction creates microscopic tension in the skeletal system, which signals bone cells. This signal is what maintains bone density and structural strength. Logically, if there's no muscle strength and no regular load, that signal disappears. The bone adapts to lower demand and starts reducing its density and load-bearing capacity. That's why, in older age, when someone falls, fractures are almost guaranteed. Muscle mass and bone density go hand in hand, and that's why it's dangerous when someone stops training after 30 or only moves sometimes. Let's talk about stress for a second, because it's one of the most underestimated factors when it comes to aging, muscle mass, and quality of life. Cortisol isn't the enemy. From an evolutionary standpoint, it's one of our most important hormones. It increased our ancestors during real danger. Hunting, escaping, injury, conflict, when quick decisions and survival were required. Cortisol sharpened the senses, mobilized energy, prepared the body to solve a concrete problem. This was a short, intense state, always followed by calm, rest, recovery. The problem is that in modern life, this state has completely changed. We are rarely exposed to real physical danger, yet our bodies trigger the same stress responses as before. Only now we are not running from predators, but from deadlines. Constant notifications, messages, emails, everything feels urgent. You are always late, too much to do, too little time, financial pressure, performance pressure, the need to constantly prove yourself. In the evening, you scroll your phone, your mind still racing, while your body should already be resting. And this doesn't happen for hours, but for days, weeks, years. Your body ends up in a constant state of alert. Fight or flight mode. There is no exit, no real release, no regeneration. And when the body is stuck here, it doesn't build. It doesn't repair. It definitely doesn't rejuvenate. It survives, saves energy, sets priorities. And one of the first things it lets go of is muscle. Because muscle is energy expensive. Because muscle isn't essential short term. Tomorrow is the priority, and you don't need muscle to survive tomorrow. That's why under chronic stress, no matter how smartly you train or eat, you still don't progress the way you want to. You can only exit this state when stress becomes manageable, cyclical, and released. And here the picture comes together, showing how complex and sometimes harsh the human body is. Anabolic resistance, sarcopenia, loss of bone density, chronic stress. These factors trigger the chain reaction that leads to real aging. The good news is that there is a solution, and before we go deeper into it, I want to recommend the Final Form system. Not because the world needs another workout plan, but because that's not what I built. I built a system. Muscle building, recovery, sleep, protein intake, stress management, daily movement. These aren't separate elements. This is a living, connected system. Final Form isn't about destroying yourself in training. It's about learning how to maintain and build what you have year after year. It covers all age groups because structure isn't tied to age but to mindset. Inside the app, I guide you through the process, not just with workouts but with perspective. Download it from the App Store or Google Play. Try the free workouts. If you feel this is what you've been looking for, upgrade to premium or the discounted yearly plan or apply for exclusive one-on-one online coaching with me. Longevity has become a massive buzzword. You see it everywhere, on products, in marketing. Biohackers research it. Entire industries are built around it. Supplements, treatments, infusions, protocols. Some of these are interesting. Some might even work to a degree. The problem is that most people approach this from the wrong side. They want external solutions, quick fixes, something you can buy, swallow, apply, as if long life were a medical protocol. But these are always secondary factors, never the foundation. It's the exact same pattern as with training and appearance. It's not about what supplement you take, but whether you have muscle. It's not about what treatment you get, but whether your body receives regular stimuli to stay alive and adapt. Longevity doesn't start with what you buy. It starts with how you use your body every day. If I had to summarize today's solution in 8 words, that would be: muscle equals quality of life. Muscle equals longer life. More detail? Anabolic resistance is the first domino. As you age, your body becomes deaf to signals that once automatically triggered muscle growth. The same workout and protein intake no longer produce the same response. That's why adults need more and higher quality protein, especially around training. No plant protein mixes, but high biological value sources: eggs, meat, dairy. These provide the amino acid profile, especially leucine, that actually triggers muscle protein synthesis. Post-workout fat isn't a problem either because it slows absorption and creates a more stable hormonal response. Training changes too. You don't need to train to failure every session. Reaching the fatigue threshold is enough. Controlled movements, more reps, less load, longer time under tension. The goal isn't nervous system destruction, but signaling, letting the body know muscle is needed. If it doesn't get that, the next step follows: sarcopenia, age-related muscle and strength loss, not aesthetics, function, movement, stability, fall risk, metabolism. Fight it. Regular muscle stimulus, getting up, pushing, pulling, squatting, push-up variations. The body doesn't care where the stimulus comes from, only that it gets it. Add higher protein intake and proper sleep because muscle builds during rest, not training. Lose muscle and you lose bone density. Muscle pulls on bone. Mechanical tension signals bone to stay strong. Without load, bone adapts downward. Bone density requires regular load, jumps, supports, weight shifts, dynamic movements. Add vitamin D, K2, magnesium, but without mechanical stimulus, supplements do nothing. All of this can be completely undermined by one thing: chronic stress. Cortisol isn't bad, chronic cortisol is. That's why stress management matters. Meditation, conscious breathing, bedtime routines, phone out of the bedroom, less blue light, walks outside. This video is guidance for both younger and older generations. Younger people can learn how to use modern knowledge to their advantage and become better than those before them. That's evolution. Older people need to understand that you only rebuild your body once. Once you learn systems and routines, maintenance becomes way easier. Don't be afraid to invest time and energy into building your body. The path to better quality of life goes through these steps. If training feels expensive, look at the cost of medication. If training feels time-consuming, think about waiting hours in a clinic hallway. If training feels dangerous, try being weak. Think long-term. Everything makes sense from here. And here's the question I want to end with. Which side are you on right now? The one still thinking about change, or the one already acting but looking for a real system? Write it in the comments. Let's continue below. If you like this video, subscribe. New episodes every Sunday. If you want to work with me and the Final Form team to become a better version of yourself, download the Final Form app from the App Store or Google Play. Try the free workouts, upgrade to premium or the discounted yearly plan, or apply for limited one-on-one online coaching. If you are curious about the 5 fundamental points to build a stronger, more confident body, click this video right here or browse the playlist. Thank you for watching. I'm Adam Derez. See you next Sunday. And don't forget, training is just the first step. The real change is you.